Hey guys, June here, and this is a guide for the Bear Thing boss for the Saren part of the God Wars Dungeon 2, which I will not even bother trying to pronounce the name of. Gearing here is easy. Unfortunately, melee is kind of AIDSy, so you probably want to use ranged or magic instead, and unlike some of the other bosses, Dreadnips don't actually do you much good here. This boss has a total of 4 special attacks, and it uses them in a predictable order. The first thing it does is say, "Nature lend me a hand," and several mushrooms around the room will grow and start spewing this green gas. Standing inside the mist has a typeless damage over time effect that hits roughly 200 damage every game tick. You're also forced to walk while standing inside of it, and occasionally the mushrooms will bind you while you're inside that range. The second special attack, the boss will say, "You will bleed," and stand on his hind legs, and shortly after hit the area in front of him for high melee damage. You can heal from this ability by using a shield switch and using the ability Resonance, but it's much easier to just anticipate when this is going to be happening and be running away from the boss at the time that it occurs. If the attack hits you, it also applies a typeless bleed that starts out dealing 50 damage and can be cleared with freedom. The next special attack occurs when the boss says, "You cannot escape from me," and will charge onto whatever area the player is standing and deal rapid high melee damage. The range on this attack is unbelievably large, so it's not really a viable strategy to try and flee from that, but there are a couple of things that you can do. I recommend swapping to Protect from Melee Prayer and using either Devotion or Debilitate to cut down on that damage. That reduces the individual hits to about 1 or 200 respectively. Each of the hits you sustain from this special attack also contribute to the typeless bleed damage from the previous special attack, up to a total cap of 250 damage per tick. Keeping all that in mind, the easiest thing to do is just to anticipate when this attack is going to be coming, make sure you get your prayer switch in and use Debilitate or Devotion, and then simply Freedom after the special attack is done. The last of the 4 special attacks is to summon a pair of wolves which have 3000 HP each and deal absolutely no damage to the player whatsoever and represent no threat. The first few kills that you do in your instance will always be in the same order. First he will call for Nature's Aid, then he will call for the Bleed, then the No Escape, and finally the Wolves before repeating that cycle. For some reason, and what could potentially be a glitch, after a few kills in your instance, instead of summoning wolves, his 4th attack will be replaced by doing the Bleed attack again. After that point, all future kills will always do those special attacks in that order: Nature's Aid, the Bleed, Can't Escape, and then the Bleed again. Last tip for this video, for those people who are doing multiple kills in an instance, which I expect should be just about everybody, you can charge Detonate before spawn and get a nice big hit right off the bat. That's all there is to this boss, guys. It's probably one of the most challenging of the 4 new bosses, but even after just a few attempts I was able to start routinely doing kills without food, and I expect most of you will be able to solo with no problem. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.